Hey everyone, I'm Katrina. This is my very first wrestling podcast episode. I'm interviewing indie wrestler Jon'tae Kieth. But before we got into any questions, we were discussing what's been going on in the world right now with Black people in America.
Is coming from, and they don't give a fuck about you anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, what you scared of?
Yeah.
What you really scared of? Because even if I did have a contract, like say I'm under contract like right now, and I'm saying everything I've been saying, and I got like the Fed coming at me talking about, bro, can you chill? Like, no, I'm not gonna chill. I'm like, no, y'all just gonna have to fire me. Honestly, just fire me. Just fire me.
Now, listen, I've seen a few people that's been like worried about like jobs and stuff, and I'm just like, I'm not saying it doesn't suck if you might lose a job or you might be penalized for it. I'm not saying I don't care about that, but it makes me feel like you're kind of siding with what's happening.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I've seen way too many like wrestlers or like wrestling people like, oh, this is, and I'm just like, I'm looking like, now I don't feel like coming to your promotion. Now I'm not spending my money to see anybody because you just ruined it with that stupid status. Like now I'm not spending my money.
And I'm already to the point. I'm already like I said, to the point where I know that I'm gonna lose like a lot of bookings because of this. You know, unfortunately and fortunately that, you know, with all the shit that's going on with the corona and stuff like that, nobody really working like that anyway. But when all this is like over with, I already know like a lot of people, a lot of promoters gonna be like, yeah, like we straight on Jon'tae. And that's cool because that shows me how y'all really felt anyway. I've been blackballed before, so honestly, I know how to work around that shit. You know what I mean? So that's fine. You go ahead and do what you got to do, but I'm not gonna sit here and just act like everything is okay in the world right now. You know what I'm saying? We've been dealing with this for how many years, and folks still act like grown black people, like grown black folks, literally are acting like what's the problem? Like, what the fuck you mean? What the problem? You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. It bothers me, man. I've been quiet like a long time because there was a point in time where I did used to care about, you know, my like how I'm gonna be viewed in the business and stuff like that. But after 10 plus years, like you tend to be like, I don't give a shit no more. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been doing it for 10 years and it is what it is at this point. You know what I mean? Like, nah, I'm straight, bro. I'm so straight on a lot of shit.
No, listen, I feel you because I've seen a lot of black people with that whole like, but you know, the business mentality. I'm like, y'all gonna act like these businesses wasn't like firing half of you guys during quarantine. Some of them was being disrespectful enough to tell me you had to reapply for a job you already had.
You feel me?
And y'all sitting here worrying about, oh, this business as if they can't get money back. And again, I'm not saying I condone anything. I'm not saying it's not sad if people lose their jobs, but y'all acting like America wasn't built on violence. Like y'all want to go there? Like
you feel me?
Not that white version of history books. You look up a Google search at like, was the Native Americans not slaughtered and killed for land that never belonged to the Europeans? So y'all gonna forget that? Like I was like, y'all acting like people came here peacefully. They had some nice exchange. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna give you some land. Like no, y'all murdered and killed people for everything. And then they mentioned the military, and I'm like, so we're gonna act like the military don't go to other countries and put fear in these other countries and bomb up these other countries, and innocent people are not hurt, are not displaced or anything. We're gonna act like America don't. We're gonna okay, guys. Like
you say that shit. You say that shit.
Like I'm just saying, like it's like y'all don't act like sitting here act like America was kumbaya and you know peaceful as if this whole country was built on violence. The world mostly was built on violence. It's violence. That's but America specifically, it was built on violence. And like we're not gonna act like y'all. Let's just no.
Right. You feel me? And the funny thing about it is, America is the youngest country. You know what I'm saying? It's the youngest country, and it got the worst history, bro. The worst. You know what I'm saying? This country ain't been here that damn long, and we got all the problems down there. That shit is ridiculous to me.
It is
ridiculous.
So and it's like, oh, peaceful. They keep bringing up Martin Luther King. And I'm like, y'all gonna preach his words or quote him. Y'all better get the whole Martin Luther King story right.
They pissed me off.
Like
with that
he was peaceful, but he also was with the shit. So like, let's not act like he was always peaceful. Like let's not act like he didn't get when he needed to. He would have, and he still got killed. He did the thing you guys said that he was supposed to be doing, and he still got killed. Colin Kaepernick lost his job, and y'all was calling him all types of stuff and racist names, and his mom should be ashamed of him for disrespecting the country. And he wasn't bothering anybody. He kneeled.
Oh God! Like, you
This song wasn't built for that national anthem wasn't written for people of color. Y'all want to act like that? Like, it's that irks me, because I'm like, y'all can pick and cherry pick which y'all want to use to fit your narrative. Don't do that. We're not going to act like black people was like, you know. And I was like, and this is nothing to anybody who comes from other countries, but black people who did not have the choice to say, you know, today's a good day to go to America for a better start. We were forced here. And most Black American people cannot trace back exactly what country or Africa they come from. There's many. Like, there's probably about a good 6 or 7 we can go back. What country are we supposed to go back to? Which one particularly? Our history is too scattered to do that. Like, we're not like we decided like from yesterday, you know what, we're gonna go to America and have a better life. Like, nah, we had no choice. We don't even know what our actual roots are. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's that. It's like, I've been seeing this all week, and I've been so mad all week. I'm like, y'all say some like BS right now. Do y'all not read or something? Like, I can't be the only person who know this.
And that's the thing too. Like, they don't want to know that. You know what I'm saying? They run away from shit like that because they so whitewashed. They so whitewashed around here that they just believe. And then another thing that bothers me about, you know, black folks anyway, is that we always got to sit here and try to make white people happy. Like, I don't give a fuck about what makes them happy. They ain't trying to make us happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not about to sit here and just ignore certain shit that didn't happen throughout history. Like you said, bro, like, this country was built on violence, bro. Built. They had like a whole genocide on a whole race of people. Then like they brainwashed us. And like you said earlier, like, we don't know where we come from. I honestly, on some real shit, I could be related to you right now and I never even knew it.
Exactly, because like my mom did the DNA test, and I knew why she wanted to do it. And like on my grandmother alone, why she's, I think the farthest generation is maybe 3 generations back to slavery, which is not far at all. It's like that's so close to me, of how close like you can actually find my relative on records. That, and even with that, there's still about a good 4, 5, or 6 African countries. I don't even know which one it is. Like, which one can you even really claim? But you know, we should go back. And I'm like, let's not act like any Native Americans are still on reservations on land that was theirs. Like, and I'll say at least us black people can go to school with other people and we can hang out with other people. Native Americans can't even do that. They can't even get off their rereservation. They have to stay on the reservations, even with reparations. That's not like, this is their land. This was theirs first.
This they shit.
But okay, about being peaceful, guys. Like, get out of here. Like, stop. It's that. It's like, we're not gonna act like y'all wasn't burning stuff down for some sports. Okay, bro. Or like in Minneapolis, literally burned down the town because a black man bought a house. Like, let's not do that. Like,
I say burn that
riots for months about that because a black man wanted to buy a house. But we got to be peaceful. Get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry. I know I sound really angry right now. It's just like, I've been dealing with people and then the people, racist. I literally had a message sent to me because of the other show that I do, where the guy was, he was racist, and I was glad Instagram dealt with it pretty quickly and they got rid of his profile. But he was racist as fuck, and he then was like talking about you, I should rape you, and all types of crazy shit. I'm like, people think this is normal behavior. Wow. That you could just send some black woman a message like this, and because I'm talking about wrestling, you didn't agree with what I said, and I'm like, okay, you don't have to agree. Like, it ain't that deep. And it's like the fact that people can feel that confident to even send stuff like that is what we're talking about. We have to deal with stuff like that. Doing something we enjoy doing, we have to get that type of abuse. It's one thing somebody disagree and people be trolls, and I understand that people like being a-holes online, but it's a whole different thing when it's that. And I'm like, that's abuse black people get just for doing many things. It's not, let's not act like it doesn't exist. It does. We gotta be damn near perfect for anybody to even take what we do seriously. So please.
I was just gonna bring that up too, though, about how being before I continue, like, that was fucked up that what you went through too. Like, sorry that you had to go through that shit, like the whole rape thing. You know, he said that was some bullshit, like, for real. I hope somebody find his ass and drag him across the street.
Yeah, I'm sure he's on Facebook. I just, like, if I see his face, I'll know who he is by face. I'm good with faces. But I was like, he obviously watched the show through the Facebook stream, so I'm just like, is that deep? My opinion was that bad. That's a bit much. And I'm like, it's never that deep. Like, I don't like wrestlers either. I'm not gonna go find that person and tell them, well, by the way, let me tell you how I feel about your opinion. Like, it's not that deep. I'm not losing sleep because somebody don't agree with my opinion. That's crazy.
I feel you for sure. Like, that's some bullshit. And the internet itself gives people like this sort of this confidence that they never had before. Cause I guarantee you, he would never say no shit like that to your face.
Oh no.
He wouldn't say
No.
that shit would not happen at all.
Definitely not. So before we make this into totally not what we're supposed to be doing. Okay, sorry guys. It's just listen, it's crazy right now. The world is crazy right now. We're getting hurt for existing because that's what it is.
Oh God.
So if you guys didn't know, I'm here with stuntman Jon'tae Kieth. I got to see you first in Jersey, which is my first Jersey show, and Haven knew you. So she was like, "Oh yeah, he's mad dope." And then that first match, just watching that alone was enough for me because you was like so like entertaining. And you was like we joke about the whole you selling thing, like Shawn Michaels, like you can sell the hell out of anything. And I'm like, why? It's like we joke like, oh, The Rock, he oversells shit. And it's like, it's funny, but it works. It's not like you do it and it's not like super over the top. You're like, okay, bro, what you doing? It actually works very well. And you're like, oh damn, like this could have been maybe he really is hurt like this, like maybe he really is hurt. So like for me, why I do know you like Shawn Michaels and I know you like Jeff Hardy, like what was it that made you decide like wrestling was like the path to go, like this is something I really wanted to do?
It was those two. It was definitely Jeff Hardy for sure. It was definitely Jeff because like I feel like I relate more to Jeff, and I think like a lot of folks in my generation like do because a lot of guys around that time in wrestling, it was like the Rocks, the Austins, and like the main guys. You know what I'm saying, that you just knew were stars, but then you got like the people that was different, like Jeff, who was just himself. Like he just want to go out there and jump off shit and go about his business and stuff like that. I related to stuff like that because I ain't gonna lie, like I'm a little nuts. Like I jump off shit, and I was always like really like naturally athletic and whatnot. So I just wanted to emulate him in a way. And when I developed like the mentality to like really appreciate the art of it, that's when I like started studying Shawn Michaels and stuff like that, and like storytelling and selling. Because Shawn, to me, him and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Jake the Snake are like the best sellers that I've ever seen in my life.
I agree.
Because they can like they bring out that emotion, and that's what wrestling's all about. It's about that emotion. It's not more so about the moves. It's about how to make people feel. And I'm 10 years in. I just learned that like what, maybe 2017-ish, 18-ish. You know what I'm saying? So it took me a minute to even grasp that.
Cool. So if you could have like a dream match, even if it's an indie wrestler or somebody that's signed in WWE, AEW, in New Japan, who would you want to work with? Who would you, if you want to team with anybody? I know you have your tag team partner, Cassidy Keith. But like if you could like pick a dream like tag team partner, you could have like a dream match or like a dream arena, what would that be?
A dream tag partner. Low key, I'm real cool. You do you know Myron Reed? You ever heard of him?
Yes.
Myron, that's my homeboy. That's my bro. If me and him team, we'll shut the whole indies down for real. So, that's one dude that I'll definitely team with. That's my bro. Shout out to Myron. Shit, dream match too, because he's just mad good. And we got a lot in common too. So I definitely would choose Myron. Another dream match I want that I feel like I need to have in my life before I die. Like, but I don't know if it'll happen. That's Jeff Hardy. That's my idol. You gotta wrestle Jeff. Like the story that we could tell, the story we could tell together is like, it'll be perfect. It's like the Battle of the Swan Signs. I took his finisher. You know what I'm saying? So who could do it better?
And you did it so well. Like I was so hyped about that clip when I saw it, and it was like, yo. I always tell people like don't be taking Jeff's stuff because Jeff is bae, and like most people know like Jeff is actually the reason I'm a writer now because he was the very first. I wrote like this fan fiction when I was like 14 about him, and that was the first time I put work on the public forum for people to read and to judge and stuff. So I always would say like if I can ever tell him that like you're actually the reason, I kind of took it somewhat serious. Like, oh, I actually can write. Like I'm actually not bad at this. So when people like, oh, I'm like Jeff Hardy, I'm like, let me see, like, okay, well, let me see. And then so when I saw it, I was like, you did it so effortlessly that I was so hyped. But I'm like telling everybody, like, yo, did you see this? Like, they don't even know who you are. And I'm like, listen, y'all not even understanding how dope this is. Like, I love Jeff. You guys have to know how to love Jeff. For him to do this so effortlessly, and then you're a black guy too, so I like that you're like not the stereotypical what they sometimes they try to put black wrestlers in this stereotypical type of a role, and you're not that, and I appreciate that so much, that
Thank
you're
you.
who you are. Like it's like what you see is what you're gonna get, even if
Yeah.
you're in the wrestling ring, and I appreciate that, because I'm not saying that other male black belts don't do it. It's just because I know you and I've seen your work, that it's just like
Yeah.
it's good that you're not letting that people take that from you while you're like traveling, and you're not allowing people to shut that part of you off because you're a
Absolutely.
wrestler. I appreciate
I,
that so much.
I appreciate that too, really. Like honestly, that means a lot to me. You know, I take I'm not a lifer, you know, like how a lot of folks are in the business and whatnot, how they just, you know, put their whole entire existence to it. But I do definitely make sure every time I go out there, I give you guys like 100 and like more, you know what I mean? Because that's just the performer in me. And I don't want to cheat anybody,
Yeah.
you know, so I definitely appreciate that for sure. And the fact that you a Jeff Hardy like got you into wrestling too, like that's mad cool points too, cause you know that's what's up. Like same shit for me, bro. So yeah,
Yeah, it was Shawn Michaels first, because I was like, oh, he was attractive. He had like that whole like I don't even know what it was, and I was like, oh, he's cute. But when I saw Jeff, even though granted it was like Matt Hardy at first until Jeff flipped, and he did that, and that was it for me. I was like,
right.
oh, he's flipping. He's flipping. Oh, okay. Like, I'm sorry, Matt. Like, no, I'm not your brother now. I'm sorry. This sounds really bad, but like, Matt, I'm sorry. No, it's your brother now. It's your brother. Like all day. Like literally,
Forgot all
when he
about
did
Matt.
that flip for the first time off the ladder, I was like, holy shit. Like that's so freaking amazing. And then I've been like Jeff Hardy for life after that. Like
That was the moment for you when Jeff did the flip off the ladder. That was the moment.
it was just so cool. I was like, yo, he don't even care. He's just like, I can never flip off a ladder. Like I can't even like bounce off a ring. If somebody told me to like take a bump, I'm like, I might take that bump and just be laid out in the ring for a while. They're gonna just be seeing me lay there. I'm not getting back up from that. I'm just letting y'all know. So the fact that he can just do that and just be all right, like sometimes he'd be gone the rest of the match. I'm like, all right, Jeff, you just had okay, bro. Like, damn it, now you laid out for like half of the match. But it was still very entertaining to see.
You sound just like Nitra, because she hates ladders too. She can't stand ladders. So she be like, you ain't gonna never see my black ass on no ladder. And the fact that you be on that shit, okay. You fall
Listen,
if you want to.
that takes a lot of guts. I can't. I can never. But everybody who can do that and do it well, like power to you, because I can never. I know me. I'm gonna be gone for the rest of the match. I'm gonna be laying there after the match. Gonna be another match going on. I'm still be laying there, just like y'all need that. Y'all need that.
Talking about, is this the finish yet? Is this the finish?
Be like people gonna go home and be cleaning up. I'm just be laying there, like, well, guys, I'm sorry. I just need the rest for a day.
Mood is shit. I be the same way. Like I remember the first time, like I had my first Iron Man match. I think it was last year. And man, when I tell you I was tired, like I'm like, how the fuck? Like, why I signed up for this? I'm tired as hell. Like, hell no. I'm just laying there selling. I'm hoping like, yo, this I might not kick out. He might just have to take this pinfall, cause I don't want to. This is too much. But I feel you. And Jeff is also like a underrated seller too. Like a lot of people don't like peep that. Like the way Jeff falls, like he falls with so much. Like you just feel bad for him too. Remember, he took this one bump. He was wrestling Umaga. This is how good my memory is. This is like 2007. He was wrestling Umaga, R.I.P. Umaga, and he gave him like the Samoan spike. And when I say Jeff did like a flip, like just standing, I'm like, how the fuck? All right. He just like it just looked like he just put his whole thumb in this man's Adam's apple and died. You know what I'm saying? And Jeff being Jeff made that move look so good. You know, Jeff was amazing for real. Like he's a legend, dog. I can't speak nothing better about bro.
Yeah, I want him to like get his shit together. I get like stuff is happening, and I hope to God he stays clean and he gets better. Because I was like, you were definitely a legend. Not just what you, because you was able to have a pretty decent solo career as well, but just what you've done for tag team wrestling.
This
I was
man
like, I'm
is
not gonna sit here and tell me about like y'all have y'all wrestling. We're not gonna sit here and act like they didn't put the bar. They didn't set that bar for a lot of tag team matches. Like they definitely set that bar.
Absolutely. And Jeff, like you said, he set the bar, and Jeff Hardy alone inspired a whole generation of wrestlers. Like we all got something from him. You know what I mean? Like backyard wrestling, I feel like to me, it's either because of two things. Either because of ECW and Jeff Hardy.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Definitely agree.
I know for a fact I fucked up many of my grandparents' things messing with that with the roof. I jumped off the roof. I remember like my granddad just cut the grass one time. And he like, all right, cool. The grass cut, ain't nothing gonna go wrong. Re-rock. Here I come, jumping off the damn ladder. I got my friends and stuff. We having a raw match. We was just, man, those were the days. It was the
I
days,
mean, I
dog.
didn't do like that stuff. It was always my brothers doing shit to me. So
Yeah.
like they would like try to do flips and stuff. Like one time, my twin brother, broke my glasses, and my mom was so mad about that because she's like, "I just bought these glasses," and he was doing all types of flips. And it was, I mean, I knew he was gonna get in trouble because I was like, "Listen, I might like it, but I'm not stupid enough to do this with my mom's stuff. Like, I'm not stupid. Like, you act like you don't know how a mother is. Like, you knew
That's
this was gonna be ass whipping. Like, bro, you knew. Like, so
facts.
I definitely was growing up just doing shit just because like, oh, wrestlers doing
Mm-hmm.
it, let's do it too. Though I wasn't like that
Exactly.
bad. I did little, but it was always like my brothers really just doing shit to me because they could. No, I'm little, so it's like, oh, we're gonna do this to you, and you're gonna just be dealing with it, cause whatever. So
You done probably got mad choke slams, pedigrees,
I,
all
I
types of
definitely
wrestling.
did. I definitely did. Just like don't say that to mom. And I'm like, yeah, cause she's gonna probably kick your ass, cause you shouldn't be doing this right now. But
You feel me? Exactly. Those were the
so
days,
tell
though.
me
I
like
miss
your
those days.
favorite match you ever had, like ever, like
Oh,
in your career. What would you call like your favorite match?
a favorite match. I want to say when me and Cass first won the tag titles because it took us so long, and just because of our history alone, like all the
Yeah.
stuff he did for me, like that's my bro. You know, he saved my life, so that was a special moment for me. And then the match I had last year with Trey. You know Trey McGill, right? Impact.
Yes.
Yeah, that's another one of my brothers. Like we came up together, and that's like my favorite match ever. Off the strength of um because of what Trey did for me. And I don't think he knows this, but like Trey like helped me come into my own
Yeah.
that night. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't getting like good opportunities to really expose like what I can do, like really show my true performance and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they gave me me and Trey had linked up and was like, we're gonna do this, whatever. And the match was like, it was beautiful, man. And then just coming from, cause he's from Toledo, and I remember like a few years ago we was curtain jerking. You know, we was curtain jerking like the first time we was in Toledo, and then like last year we main evented that shit, and we killed it. Like it was an unbelievable moment for me, you know, and to see that he's doing his thing and whatnot, that's even better because I know what he's gone through
Yeah.
to get there, so that makes me happy.
That's good. That's good. If you
Yes.
can like sign to like a big promotion, because I don't. The reason why I don't like necessarily saying indies, like, because I've seen a great group of wrestlers in indie wrestling. Like when I'm like, no, they're
Yeah.
talented. Sometimes even more talented than the ones that have like big names to them.
Hmm.
Like where they're like in a major promotion, and you're like, oh, like kind of how did you make it here? When there's like people I know that's really good that probably should have this spot or something. So, but if you could
Right.
sign to like a major promotion like WWE or AEW or something, where would you want to go? Like, would you want to do that? And where would be like a preference?
Um, at this point, the key, because everybody wants that WrestleMania moment, but I'm gonna leave that up to God. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? I'm gonna leave that up to God, and we'll figure that out. But if I could go anywhere else, it'll probably be MLW because they fresh. They got the Barrington. He's there. There's a lot of guys that I know that's there, so I know that I can work with like a lot of people there.
yeah.
But sorry, I was moving around.
No worries.
But yeah, probably just MLW right now because they seem to be like the most hungry to me. Like it's a lot of guys out there that just want to go out there and perform. And where wrestling is now, I feel like it's just all about being the best you. You know what I mean? Like go out there and be the best you, and fuck whoever you know feels differently. And that's like my total mood all the time because I don't give a shit who feels a certain
Yeah.
way about me or what I can't do and stuff like that. So I think MLW is like the perfect place that I would definitely try to go to.
Well, if MLW ever listens, like you guys, MLW, like hello, he's waiting
Yo,
to be
yo,
signed.
yo, holla at me, man. Holla at me. Like I'm trying to get with Injustice. That he got my boy Myron. He got that whole group Injustice with him, Jordan Oliver, and another dude. I'm like, if I do get there, like that's who I would join for sure. Like I only want to go to MLW if I can just kick it with my boy Myron.
Yeah. No, I hear that. I hear that. So like I know, like I said, I know about Shawn Michaels, I know about Jeff Hardy. Give me your top 5 favorite like wrestlers of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, you know what? Give me your top 5 men and your top 5 women wrestlers of all time.
My top 5 man. Damn, you kidding me with the low. It's so many people, but then like low key because of all this stuff that's going on, I lost the idol. Like I lost Chris Jericho. I don't fuck with bro right now. He done. That's over with.
Nah,
But
yeah, that's a
yeah,
whole nother.
Jericho, he's done. But as far as the top 5, okay, so we already know my top 2: Jeff Hardy, Shawn Michaels. 3, Eddie Guerrero, man, for real, for real.
Yes, definitely.
Eddie Guerrero. 4, Rob Van Dam. That's man. He's so cold. And 5th, yeah, who can fill that 5th spot? Because Jericho definitely gone. uh, and who can fill that 5th spot? Probably Rey Mysterio. Right, yeah, I'll go with Ray.
That's a great list. Yeah, I mean, well, RVD's not my top 10, but I do appreciate him as a wrestler, and I love Eddie Guerrero.
10,
Like, I appreciated him a lot more when I got older. Like, I loved Eddie when I was growing up, but when I got older and I was we watch matches and just see what he did in matches, I'm like, I appreciated him so much more.
oh yeah, man. Like Eddie was like the ultimate. Like now that I see wrestling in a different lens now, like I see it so differently, and I can just see like why everybody loves working with Eddie because he was just so smooth in the ring, and the way that he takes care of you too, though. Like the moves itself may look like he's beating the shit out of you, but like you so protected, bro. I was looking at a match he had with Super Crazy, and that match was just so safe, man. Like it was just the safest. Nobody ever had a problem with Eddie, man. Like for real, for real. God bless Eddie Guerrero, dog. Rest in peace, bro. R.I.P. to the GOAT, man. I'm a ruthless aggression kid. Like I came in at the tail end of the
Yeah.
attitude. So, like WrestleMania 17 was like end of an era in a way. That's why I feel like everybody said that was like the greatest WrestleMania of all time because it was like all the combinations of everything that happened from like 98 to like 2000 was in
Yeah.
that WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
so I came in like the ruthless aggression era. Like I'm a like John Cena, Randy Orton, Edge. Like I grew up watching those guys. So Eddie was like my guy for sure. I could put Edge in that spot though. Like I could put Edge in there because I hated him as a kid. So he did his job
Oh,
well.
same. So, he used to get me so mad, especially when he was going against when he was with Christian, and they used to always mess with the Hardys. And I hated him so much for that, just because it was like, you gonna leave my guys alone. And then when he used to like be when he was a solo by himself, and he was doing like the opportunist, he was like the ultimate opportunist. And I was like, bro, why do you keep messing with my guys? And I used to hate him, but as I got older, I was like, nah, he actually was one of the best. And I can't even like. I'm smarter now than I was younger. I was acting off emotion mostly because I like these wrestlers and not because he actually was good at what he did. It's actually why I appreciate Randy Orton Mount because I didn't like him either growing up. He used to get on my nerves. Randy. Oh, he used to get my nerves, but he's such a perfect heel. I love him as a heel, and I understand and appreciate it better now.
Randy Orton is the fucking GOAT, bro. And I be telling folks this all the I be like, bro, like y'all don't understand like how like just off his Instagram post alone sometimes be having me dead. Like dog. He made a post, like I think he was on Twitter or IG, and he just posted something. He was like fucked around and bought a jet. I'm like, move. Like like bro, then he made another post talking about rich as fuck. Like he just do shit. Dog. Like he just say certain shit that's just funny as hell to me. Like Orton's the GOAT.
Definitely, definitely. So, who are your like top 5 women wrestlers of like all time that you
Top
would like
5
say?
women, top 5. All right, I'm gonna say this because it's a different era. You know what I'm saying? Like back then in the early days, as you know, like women they wasn't getting treated as wrestlers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think like the only two that was really getting treated as wrestlers was like Lita, Trish. So I'm gonna put those two up there for sure. Like the workhorses, like the real workhorses of the women's division, dog. Like man, like I like Molly Holly. I like Jacqueline. So that's 4. And then like for the new generation, they got to go with Charlotte, bro. Like she's killing it right now. You know what I mean? Like she's killing all that shit. So those are my top 5 right there.
Yeah, I mean, I actually agree with that list. Well, I love Lita. She was actually
Lita
my
was
favorite woman wrestler for a while, and it was not even so much because one, she did flippy stuff too, and I was like, listen, you do it not with a thong, I could never. Like,
on some real shit though. The real shit though, like the matches that the women are having now, like, are killing the dudes though, low key. Because I feel like the women got more personality than the dudes do.
no, you're right. Like I tell people, I was like, say what you want to say. I mean, granted, yes, I do think there's a little bit of favoritism, a bit with Charlotte, obviously, but we're not going to discredit that she's actually a good wrestler.
That's
She
the
can wrestle.
main reason. And people was hating on this, but that's the main reason why Becky Lynch shot up the way she did, because she did something that the dudes couldn't do. Got over as fuck, bro. Like, I'm
Yeah,
talking about, you got so over. What did it for me? I feel like what the superstar moment where you knew Becky was official, when she was standing in the crowd and her face was fucked up after Nia
yeah,
Jax did some other shit to her as usual. But that's when you knew that Becky was a star, because she was more over. She was like the most over person in the WWE. I'm like, bro, watch. I was telling my cousin, I'm like, y'all funny right now, but watch the women end up main eventing WrestleMania because they're more over than the dudes. And what happened? That's exactly what happened.
nah, she definitely was. I mean, like, why? I'm sure it wasn't planned for her to have her face messed up. She ran with it and owned it, and it worked.
Mm.
That's why the whole
She did her
demand gimmick. I was like, there was a reason why she was getting called the man. Like, she doing what y'all not doing. Like, y'all can't even
job.
hate on
Look,
that. How can you hate
Shorty
on
did
that?
her
She's
job.
doing what y'all not doing.
Shorty did her job, and I think, like, I wasn't really a fan of Becky. I just like when folks, when you work hard enough, it eventually comes up to you. And people obviously saw that she was working her ass off. I remember when Raw and SmackDown did the draft again, and they sent Becky to SmackDown. She was like working her ass off that whole roster. You feel me? So
Yeah.
she deserved it. She deserved it for sure. And I'll work with Becky. Me and Becky, we'll do some shit together. I'll beat her ass, but yeah, we'll we'll like
No,
get
I
into it
feel like it
together.
would
I'll
definitely
just
be an
sell
entertaining
clothes, bro.
match.
All I gotta do is I'll have her like beat my ass for a good little minute, because I don't want to do like the typical, oh, you're a woman, and this is how we're gonna start the match. I'm gonna like try to violate you, and I'm gonna do some garbage ass shit, like I'm gonna smack your ass. Now, like, it was a match with Bill Alfonso he had back in ECW against some other, like, I forgot her name, but they killed it, and they like, it was like a real ass. You would have thought they was beefing for like 3 years. You know what I mean? Those are the type of matches. That's the type of match I have if I wrestle girl. Like, you got to treat them as such. It's equal. You feel me? So,
Yeah.
you ever thought about wrestling though?
No, I mean when I was younger,
Yeah.
yeah, I would like to like wrestle and meet Jeff Hardy because that was always my end goal. Like, oh, if I can meet Jeff, could I do this? Possibly, like, yeah, but I don't know. I feel like I don't know if I mean
Yeah.
like I'm a mouthy person, so it's that, but it's like would that go over well? Like, oh, you're the angry black woman. I'm like, no,
Right.
I'm mouthy as fuck. I really am. Like, I'm not stupid to act like I can beat up everybody. I cannot. I'm not crazy, but I can also hold my own, and I can also like my mouth is like I'm gonna back up what the hell I said. So, it's that. So I don't know,
Oh, you're
but
a woman too. Y'all got that gift for gab.
it's just like
Yeah,
No,
you're a
my
woman
always
too.
thing
Y'all
is
got
always
that gift
like
for gab.
it's like for me, it's always because I'm small. So a lot of people was like, "Oh, she's not gonna say nothing," and then that is always what in my head is always like that. Like, listen, it's not me. I'm not the one. So it's always like that for me. But I don't know. I mean, if I was like
Yeah.
in my 20s, maybe I don't know because I feel like if I
Mm-hmm.
get like take a bump on the ring, I really would be laying there for a while. Like I don't even know if I can get back up and act like I'm not hurting.
I feel you. I
Like,
do.
ooh, oh, she just like I got power bombed by somebody and I gotta act like I'm not hurting. Feel this? Like, I don't know about that, guys. Or if like something that might be a little bit disrespectful, I'm like, would I really do this in this situation? Would I let you do this? Probably not. Like, you want to get punched,
Yeah.
right? Like let Oscar.
Low
Like, if
key.
Oscar that whole spitting thing Oscar does. Spit in my face if you like in my head logically why I know it might work for the storyline in my head I'm like oh you want to get punched like that's what you want to do right now like
Real
and that
shit.
would be that
I've
really
never been a
fantastic.
fan of that shit.
Like I don't know if I can allow certain things to happen as character. Like if I would have got like Rikishi, like his butt in my face, like oh so you okay.
I'm dead.
Like you just want to get
Yeah.
fucked up today. Like that's how in my head I wouldn't even think of the storyline. Now I'm thinking like, so you trying to fight for real now? Like now you trying to fight because you can disrespectful. That's the way I would see it. So I don't know if that would work.
Shit.
But just gonna be like Katrina, Katrina, what you doing? I'm like, listen, I'm just telling y'all, like, no, we're not doing this. So I don't know. I'm that person. Like, can I really do this and act like I can do this for a storyline? Like, I don't
I
know.
feel that. I feel that for sure.
So like,
I used
what
to
is
think
some
like that too. I used to really be like, I don't know.
So yeah, like what is something like you want to see like in wrestling? Like even if you're the one to do it or you see like wrestlers coming up, what is something you want to see more of in indie wrestling and wrestling in general?
I want to see people like, stop playing wrestler. I want them to just go out there and I want to feel like a fan again sometimes when I'm at the shows.
Yeah.
Because sometimes like even if I'm not working the show, I just go and watch it and I'll just see what's going on. And everything looks the same in wrestling. Like you see everybody has the same shit going on. It's like everybody got the same personality, and that's nasty. Like I remember there was a point where a wrestling show would make you feel different emotions. I don't feel different emotions anymore when I go to different shows because everybody got the same moveset. You know what I'm saying? Everybody look alike. They don't have something that makes them different. And that's annoying to me. You feel me? So that's why I always try to like stand out as much as I can. Like even if I gotta jump off a tree or something, like I don't know what it is, but I want people to really invest in like what they doing with their characters and make it believable. You know what I mean? Like that's what I want to see again. Cause like I said, like everybody looks the same.
Yeah.
It's like I know you get that same feeling too. Like if you went to like an indie show or something like that, and you just see like it's nobody that you can really be like, damn, like I really gravitated to. Like I'm really invested into this person because of whatever reason. Like you just looking at you like, okay, that was sweet. Well, then that was sweet too, and then you forget about them. You know what I mean? I don't want to do shit like that. Like
No,
I
you're
want.
definitely right with that as far as like being going to shows because sometimes it's to the point where I can even see the spots being set up. And I'm like, while I
Exactly.
get that I'm at a show and I might see something, it shouldn't be that obvious to me when I'm just the person in the audience. I'm not a wrestler, so I shouldn't know. Oh, you're about to set up for this spot. It shouldn't be that clear. So it might be fine if the referee knows the other worker, your other wrestlers knows this, but I shouldn't be able to tell that. Like, oh, you're about to set up
Mhm.
for this spot. It's probably going to be this because it
Right.
does take that away from me. Because it's like, oh, okay, well, oh, all right, like it might be cool and certain spots are very cool and I'm like, oh, okay, that was pretty dope. But then a lot of times it's just like, so yeah, I didn't even like, can we switch it up like the super kicking? And why I love super kicking because of Shawn Michaels and all day. For him, I also think like that shouldn't be the one go-to move for every indie wrestler. It's like even because I even see like some bigger wrestlers do it, and I'm like, okay, well, okay, like nice, but
You
like
feel me?
you have to use something part of you make me want to watch your stuff. Like I'm like, nah, I want to be a fan. I want to support your shows. I want to be there. Like make me want to be that.
Yeah, exactly. And it also depends on the promoters too, because a lot of these promoters they don't know what they doing. They just doing. It's so easy to get access to a wrestling ring, and when you a mark and you just like wrestling, you like fuck it. I'm about to buy me a ring and create a show. And that's what a lot of these promoters do. Excuse me. That's what a lot of these promoters do. They just buy a ring and they just bring wrestlers in and they don't really know like the art of it. They just like what they see. And what I learned over the years is that fans don't really know what they like until they see the shit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
how the fuck you gonna that's so I don't know, man. Wrestling to me right now is so corny to me.
No, I feel you. I mean, I've been telling people that I watch New Japan. Well, not new stuff, obviously, but like when I was able to see them last year at the G1, and I was like, they don't even have to necessarily
Yeah,
do much promo. Like I had no idea what they were saying or anything, and I was still entertained. And I was like, it's not that like I'm sitting here happy to watch this match, and I have no idea what they're saying. Like, like make me
right.
want to, like do something like your wrestle, whatever it is you're doing in the ring make me want to watch you, because like it's like they don't do much promo. Like there's promo, but it's not over the top promo, and I still am able to like, okay, I like this guy for this reason. I'm actually excited to see this match, even though I have no idea what they're saying. And it's like, if I can do that with New Japan, then I should be able to do that with matches where I do understand what's being said, and then I should be able to like, oh yeah, now I can't wait for this rivalry. I can't wait for this match. Like this is going to be like tear the house down type of thing. So I definitely get that.
Exactly. You understand. And I think just because you've been watching wrestling for a long time too, that you understand like how this shit goes. You know, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. Like, yeah, I'm in the business, but I still got a fan's perspective because I'm still a fan. You know what I mean? So it doesn't don't want to feel that way. But I don't notice though, but it's a lot more like sports based now in wrestling. You know, nowadays it looks more like a competition instead of like a real life storyline, and I feel like that's why you can't like get behind certain guys, because everybody's so fucking athletic, and when you in the ring doing crazy shit, you setting the bar kind of high. You know what I mean? So it's like folks is expecting you to do this type of move on next Monday, then you gotta do this on, then they was like, well, damn, like fuck my character, huh? Like it's just all bad. Like I don't know, it's so weird now, and I'm still like learning as I go. I realized that wrestling constantly evolves, and to go back to what you were saying about New Japan, like they evolve all the time, and it's like kind of like I appreciate the Japanese fans too, because they treat it like an art, but that's just how the Japanese culture is in general, because over there they treat it like an actual sport, because they don't really have that much out there anyway, so they take it like really serious. And I remember I was getting trained by Shibata, and he was just showing me like the art of it. He showed me such a different perspective of Japanese wrestling when I got trained out in LA. Like I respect him so much for it, for sure.
I actually really do appreciate him. Like I didn't know who he was until like Max was showing me stuff, and I was like, yo, like he's like super, and he's not even, nothing about him is like over the top, and I still like him and I appreciate what he does, and he's like just like kind of strong hitting wrestling. And even that, I'm like, no, but like watch his matches. Like even when he's like not saying that, you can tell he's still trying to tell that story about what's happening in the match. Like that's
Like, you know, my mind seeing in wrestling, like what do you think is lacking?
I feel like if they focus more on like, I feel like now it's like most of the companies are trying to one up the other. So it's like, oh, I might do this 1 week and then we're gonna do this better the next week. Or it's like too much time spent jabbing each other on social media, or saying you're not really are, because it's quite obvious, like anybody with like common sense, but okay, that's what this is, a jab. Just like if you're gonna have whatever the gimmick is and then you break out the gimmick, then do like make me believe that this gimmick is, even though I know wrestling's like scripted as people, oh my god, it's not real. Like obviously it's not real. Obviously my life won't be over if my person don't win this match. Obviously, but
yeah,
right. To watch it for that moment, I'm watching it. I want to be slightly suspended from belief just a little bit, so I can believe what I'm watching.
For real.
So I feel like if wrestlers focused on that, and it wasn't so much like clicky, or it wasn't so much like we're gonna do one up the competition, I will probably, that's probably why I do like New Japan, because it's literally like they're just wrestling, and they don't have to necessarily let me one up, or like it's like 6 people doing the exact same thing, which drives me mad. It's like I don't need to see 6 of you guys doing exactly the same thing. What makes you stand out from the next guy? So like, you know, it's just too much. Like that's why like people with the whole like the Young Bucks, and this is not discrediting them in any way or anything, but it's like when people was like saying the Hardy Boys, I almost like lost my shit at that. I was like, how do what you're not gonna do is be disrespectful to my guy. I'm like, I'm not gonna act like that the Hardys was not doing this kind of stuff first. Like they might have changed things, and I'm not saying that they didn't, and they might have, you know, reinvented certain things, but let's not be disrespectful. Like it's always that, and it's like that, and I the fans too. Sometimes the fans really get on my damn nerves, and they be doing the most, and I'm just like,
man,
yeah, like you can be mad. Like I said, I don't like Brock Lesnar. I'll tell anybody I don't like him, but I'm not gonna go find Brock Lesnar fans and tell them every day, you know what, I don't like Brock. What do you get out of that? Like sometimes the fans be doing the most, or they think if God forbid you don't like or agree with their opinion, it's like too much, or they make it like hard to want to be a wrestling fan. Because I'm like, you guys are making me like even at the indie wrestling shows sometimes, I'm like, I'll be doing the most. Calm down. Like you could be happy and excited. I'm hyped, but you don't need to flip anything, or you don't need to be like, I don't need to see the saliva. I don't need to do any of this. Can we not do that? Like it's that.
Yeah,
Sometimes the wrestling fans
yeah.
is very toxic, and I don't like that part of it. It's that,
They
but
toxic as hell. They toxic as hell. You see what they just did to a guy wrestler Soul. What was her name? The Japanese wrestler from that was on Netflix.
yeah,
Anna,
like
something like that.
yeah, that does nothing. I don't like bullying because it's like you can say what you need to say without bullying somebody. Like I can say what I'm gonna say, and it might come off rude, and it might even come off mean depending on how I say something. But I'm not
Right.
gonna again, let me go find this person who pissed me off, and let me now go inbox you, and let me tell you to die. Like that's a bit much, and I don't wish that for anybody. So you don't be an asshole. Like you can have your feelings about something, and if she and granted, I understood she hit somebody in the show and it was a big thing. And yeah, no, she shouldn't have hit them, but does that mean she deserved to die for that? No. Like the
Right.
fact,
Right. Right.
and she's also very young. Which means she has to mature. Like she might have been a great wrestler, she might have been wrestling for a long time, but she's also young, and you have to keep that in perspective. Like what might not have seemed like a big deal to us might have been for her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, but why? She's like being soft, and then like that's ridiculous because how can you tell somebody how they handle something? You can't tell somebody not to feel a way about something, and if it's constant to the point where you have to like cut off comments and stuff, it was probably bad over something that happened on the show and had nothing to do with the fact that she was a wrestler. It's like that type of thing. It's like y'all gotta chill.
That's some
Like
evil. That's some evil shit though, because she's not even here to defend herself anymore. Like she's gone. You know what I mean? Like she's not even here. And like, damn, that's what it's come to. Like, y'all really got folks out here killing themselves because of this shit. Like, seriously, that's what y'all like. Wow. And she was on Baby Girl was only 22.
exactly. She was very young, and I'm like, even if she reacted away on the show and it might have seemed bad, and you could have been upset about the episode because I do that sometimes. I watch something, I'm like, oh my god, this episode pissed me off, but I'm not gonna in turn let me go find that actor and be like, you know what, bro, you did this and I'm mad. Let me like, no, it's not. It's not. It should never be to that extent. And like I do like social media and I do like online because social media has brought me to people and got me into things that I wouldn't have had without it. But sometimes it can be very, very toxic
Yeah,
for like all types of communities. It's just like y'all be doing the
man.
most. And then it's even that sometimes with
You
fans,
ain't.
like some wrestlers owe them, like they don't owe you a goddamn. Like yeah, of course we support them and I understand that aspect. Like yeah, of course, but they don't owe you a goddamn thing. Like who are you? Like it's that attitude that I've seen sometimes with fans and
Exactly.
wrestlers. Oh well, we pay to see them. Well then don't pay to see them if it's that deep. Like if it's that hard and you're that upset about paying to see somebody, why do you think they owe you their time and their attention and they're supposed to be happy 24/7? Like they're people. We're all like I don't understand that's what bothers me with wrestling fans. It's that entitlement that they have.
And people they just
Okay, so I had two questions left back. So my first question was, you said you didn't want to be like a lifer in wrestling. What if you could? Would you still want to stay in wrestling? And if so, what capacity? If you wasn't wrestling anymore?
probably like an analyst or something like that. I'll probably just break down different things like that. I do want to open a school one day. Don't tell nobody. But like maybe when I'm about 30 something, like 35 or some shit like that, and I
Uh-huh.
don't feel like doing shows or whatever, I'm like, yeah, I'll just open up a school. Or I'll just, because I do got like ideas for a podcast and whatnot. So I might just talk shit about wrestling and whatnot. Because I'm still a fan of it. I still love the art of it, and I got so much to say about it. Like I just want to get like my perspective of from a black dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you only hear like wrestling from the perspective of like white folks because it's they shit. You know what I mean? This is all theirs. They own it, whatever. But like to get it from an actual brother, because in this business, not every brother is a brother. So so when you get it from a perspective from somebody like me, I feel like it'll kind of hit differently. So around then, I'll probably just be talking about wrestling, giving game to young folks. That's like the younger wrestlers and stuff like that. The do's and don'ts, because I didn't really get trained like the right way. I didn't start off the right way. I started off in the yard,
Yeah.
So I didn't go to no fancy school. I didn't pay thousands of dollars and get gypped out of my money from my trainer type shit. All that shit didn't happen to me. So I had to literally like fight in the bowels of this shit. So I think I'll just be doing it that way for sure. Because I don't really take it as serious as everybody else does, because I don't want to say like it's fake. You know, everybody know, you know, the real, but like, you know, we're not even fighting for real, bro. Like, I'm not about to beef over somebody I don't have no beef with for real. Like, let's go out there and make some money. Like,
Yeah.
it's not that deep. You know what I mean? I'll just go in there, do a couple moves, and we done. You know, I don't hate you in real life, and you shouldn't hate me in real life. So it's
Yeah.
like, it's not that deep to me.
Okay. Okay. And the last question, um, what would you tell like a black man wanting to wrestle? He's young. What would be your advice to him getting into wrestling?
Man, to the brother that's getting into wrestling now, I would say get trained the right way. Like, don't go my way because I feel like it'll take you longer to reach where you want to go. And if you do have a team of people, like, keep them close, you
Yeah.
know, because these promoters will definitely jip you out of everything you do. Like, I swear they will. They see like fresh talent, and it's just like in fresh meat in high school. You know what I'm saying? It's like, heck yeah, look, how can we get on him today? So I'll just give them game on like how to just survive backstage, because
Yeah.
even though like they claim it's a brotherhood, they wrestlers claim like it's all this is like a brotherhood and stuff like that, and they'll look after you, but you got to play certain rules for them to look after you. And if you don't play those games, they're not gonna do it. They're gonna try to blackball you. They're gonna try to put dirt on your name, and they're gonna try
Uh-huh.
to paint you out. They're gonna try to paint this picture about you that's not even true. And I'm speaking from experience because they did that shit with me. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely watch what you do and watch who you talk to. You know, this is a carny business. Like, people don't realize about wrestling. Like, it's not like you can go to college and get a scholarship for this shit. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
gotta. This is a carny business. It started in the circus and whatnot, all types of stuff. It was just a bunch of promoters that was like, shoot, like, how can we finesse fights today? Well, let's have people fight for fake and to make them think it's real. You know what I mean? So when you got that type of mindset, it never leaves, and it just
Yeah.
carried on from different generations, stuff like that, and then it became popular. So when you know things like that, and you know that this is a carny game, and you know that it's you gotta know the ins and outs of this shit for real. Like, I have to just explain this to you one day, like off camera or some shit. Like, it's so deep, bro. Like, like wrestling is deep as hell when you get into it, for real. Especially for brothers. Like, I don't know, you know, it's so much easier to be a white boy in wrestling because yeah, you can have that comeback story just in life. You know, it's just like you can have that triumph story where you can just do this, do that, and all of a sudden you live your dreams. But when you black, you got to be a yeah, like that's mainly like my goal is to just educate and just give like young brothers like the game, like how to survive in this shit. Like,
Yeah.
not to more so like do the moves. Like, that's cool. Like, your trainer and shit, they can handle all that. But like, to teach you how to survive in this shit, like, that's a different animal. You know what I mean? Like, you really need to know how to like play the game, maneuver around this shit. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's there's so much to it, dog. It really is. I've just been fortunate enough to last this long. Being in wrestling like made me, it proved how tough I am in a way, because I ain't been through some shit dealing with this. So
Yeah, I hear you on that one. I definitely do think, especially with just black people in general, getting into things that's mostly white dominated, that you kind of need to have like more people willing to do that for others. Like, listen, let me extend my hand, let me
right,
show you the ropes or something, just so it will have more success
exactly.
stories. Like, we have more, like, where more people would know, well, these people wrestle too, and it's not just a typical white wrestler. And again, that's not a knock to them or anything. It's just like, we also know that a lot of things are mostly white dominated in general. So to
It
have
really
more
is.
of our kind, just we can do these things too, sometimes even better. So just I definitely agree with that, with regards to making sure like everybody knows this is what it is and this is what we need to do, and to make sure you get your shine on and get your time in and all that.
You know, exactly, because just like you said, it's a predominantly it's a white sport. You know what I mean? And what it's like, not many. It's really not that many black wrestlers at
Yeah.
all, though. I can walk down the street and I can say, yeah, like, I'm a pro wrestler. Folks would be like, you a what? Like, that's unheard of. Like, you don't hear shit like that. Like, you normally hear shit like, yeah, you know, I rap, or I'm about to play basketball. I'm about to do something like that. But like, when did the last time you walked down the street and you heard somebody say, "Yeah, I'm a pro wrestler"? Like, it's really not likely. You know what I'm saying? So it's different to say to people, like when you say shit like that to folks, especially like young kids, you know what I'm saying? You like, yeah, I'm a pro wrestler, and they low key like it, but they don't want to like say it because
Yeah.
everybody's a wrestling fan. Everybody, I don't care what nobody say. Everybody like wrestling on the low. They be watching that shit and they be invested. So when you have somebody sit here, well, somebody of color sit here and say, yo, like I'm a pro wrestler, I do that shit, like I do the shit on the WWE. They be like, what? Like, show me. And you got them instantly, like right there. You know what I mean? Because it's so uncommon. So I think that's a good way to keep, especially brothers, young kids off the streets and doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
You know, like I've done my dumb shit for sure, but like at the same time, like when you keep your imagination strong, like you good, bro. Keep your imagination strong, and you can move mountains with that bitch for sure.
Definitely. So is there anything you want to tell like listeners, like anything you got coming up, anything you want us to promote? Like,
I mean, during this whole quarantine thing, I'm just really at the crib. Like, it's nothing really to do. I'm gonna keep causing controversy on the internet. That's about it. I'm gonna keep doing that. And shout out to you though for even having me on. Like I'm glad to see that you still, that you keeping busy and whatnot, and you getting your voice out there and stuff. And I'm pretty sure like this podcast is gonna like blow up. Not this episode per se. I'm just talking about your podcast as a whole. And like just keep working, bro, for real. Cause it's so many opportunities out here. You know what I mean? Like just keep doing you out here.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm definitely trying to keep busy. It's been a crazy 2020. Crazy 2020. So
man, I'm over 2020, bro. I'm ready for 2021.
Same. I just like, can we
My
not?
birthday
Like,
be
I'm
here
over
in
it.
2 months. I ain't trying to do nothing.
2020 has been a whole hot ass mess.
Do nothing for my birthday, dog. It's over with.
I was just saying like one thank you for doing the podcast with me. This is like my inaugural episode. This is my first episode with like a wrestler. So and that I enjoy your wrestling. It's why every time you share stuff with you on it, I'm promoting it because I'm like, you actually can wrestle and you're entertaining. And I usually tell people it's really hard to impress me. Like I'm like, oh, okay, and I'll be done. Like so when I'm saying like somebody is good is because I actually truly enjoy it. So you're definitely a great wrestler. I like what you do. I like the energy you bring, and just keep rocking, doing your thing. Like
I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate that for sure, man. Like and your support and all y'all support for real, like it means a lot to me. I ain't never gonna like I'm crazy for y'all for sure though, because I know that's what y'all want to see and shit. So I'm gonna just do that. But when I die, you know what I'm saying, just remember me, that's all.
All right, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you so much again.